So lots of people ask me how I got started with the Free Bikes for Kids project and how it all works. Um, Basically, I run the project single-handedly. I'm now 5 years and nearly 3,000 bikes in. So in the last 5 years, over 3,000 bikes have been donated to the project and then passed on to individual families, through social workers, through youth workers, local schools, local community projects, local clubs. Um, Bikes have gone abroad. The bikes have gone to Uganda, um, and the demand never drops off. I'm 5 years in now, and this year's probably been the busiest year so far for the project. So a lot of people have asked how you do it and how it works, and they said, oh, they'd like to set up a community project in their area. Well, it takes up a massive amount of time. That's the first thing to know. I did it through being at home as a carer for my wife, so I am primarily my wife's carer, and that's my number one um, responsibility. But it means that I am at home a lot, with some availability of time, and I can use that time to do this whilst being here for Rachel. So it's put me in a unique position, really. I don't earn anything at all from the project. That's a question I get asked quite a lot. Do I get paid? No, it's not. There's no official funding. There is a GoFundMe page that people can donate to, and they do, and the local cycling community is amazing. But there's no like government funding or council funding or anything like that for the project. The bikes, as I say, they come in every single day. It never ever slows down, and as fast as they go out, they come in. So I'm never short of bikes, for all ages, all sizes, all types of bikes. They are in 20. I've got bikes now in 25 local schools. Schools typically take 20 bikes at a time from me, and then they may have a second delivery then for the year above or the year below, or wherever in the school there's an interest in kids trying out the bikes. So I basically started it by just advertising on Twitter, saying if anyone's got any old bikes lying around that they're not using, I can make use of them. I can fix them up and find a good home for them. And that was literally how it started 5 years ago. And as I say, since then, the bikes just come in every single day. Something gets dropped off. Might be bikes, might be parts, might be kit, could be anything. But the cycling community is so generous, and there's such a surplus of bikes out there that have just sat in people's garages for years and years and years. And people like the feeling of passing it on to someone that's going to really appreciate it. And so many of these bikes would have ended up down the tip, off with the scrap man otherwise. So it's a way of dealing with the surplus. You're recycling because you're using bikes that already exist, and they're going to people that would never have a bike otherwise. They don't have the means to buy a bike. Obviously the schools don't have the budget to buy bikes and do that with the kids during school time, and it's great for the kids in school. They absolutely love it. They use them in break times, they use them in physical education. Yeah, it's a huge thing. So it's a bit of recycling, it's a bit of obviously it's a big community thing, and it has done a lot for me personally as well. It's helped me a lot in the situation that I'm in now, to remain useful and to give something back and to help the local community. There's always an abundance of bikes. The shed quarters is in my back garden, obviously, as I need to be here all the time for Rachel. So everything's in the back garden. I'm never away from it. I'm out here sometimes at 10 o'clock at night doing bits and pieces, and or early in the morning, all based around Rachel's care needs, you know, and when I can spare the time. But yeah, as a one-man project, I think to be over 3,000 bikes in now is something I'm really proud of. My waiting list for the rest of this year and into next year is massive, and it just goes from strength to strength. And I want to just thank everybody that's ever donated a bike or parts or anything at all, or just their, you know, giving me their sort of feedback and their enthusiasm and their encouragement. It's a massive help, because I didn't know what I was doing when I started off, and perhaps I still don't now 100%, but it seems to be working, and I'm really proud of the project, and it's getting kids on bikes, which is a massively important thing for me. Should say I do help adults with bikes as well, so even though it's free bikes for kids, adult bikes are required, are needed. Lots of teenagers, lots of adults that might be a bit down on their luck, or you know, need a bike for transport at the moment or something like that. So yes, it's a widespread, it's such a far-reaching thing. Every time I think I found every outlet for these bikes, another outlet appears, and the waiting list grows basically. But yeah, just a bit of an insight really into how it all works.